don't ever take my name light. Strike night, 10 out the frame, right? I flow steady like the same.
He wore a suit and tie in a world that worshipped baggy jeans and Timberlands. He ghost wrote hits that made others millions. And when he finally stepped into the spotlight, the industry took his publishing, buried his albums, and left him to fade into legend. This is the story of Daddy I.U, the smooth assassin who never got the credits he earned, but whose voice still echoes through hip-hop's golden age. If you love uncovering hidden legends like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to Legends Underrated and tell me in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? August 23rd, 1968, Queens, New York. A boy named Yaya Bey enters the world in the heart of hip-hop's birthplace. But his childhood wouldn't be easy. His parents separated when he was young, and when they did, his mother took back every record in the house. The vinyl that had filled their home with music suddenly gone. But music has a way of finding you when it's in your blood. And Ayub's older brother, KC, made sure it did. KC rapped, produced, and saw something in his younger brother that the world hadn't noticed yet. He pushed Ayub to perform, to write, to battle. And Ayub listened. He started rapping during a stint in jail, battling other inmates who couldn't touch his flow. By the time he enrolled at Hempstead High School on Long Island, he was already forming his first group, the Everlasting Four, with friends from school. They performed at talent shows, building buzz in the local scene. But Ayub had a rebellious streak. He got caught drinking on school grounds and was kicked out. The setback didn't stop him. If anything, it fueled him. He and KC recorded a demo tape in a small studio, pouring everything they had into those tracks. And then KC handed that tape to the right person at the right time. That person was Biz Markie. 1989. The Juice Crew was the most feared collective in hip-hop. Marley Marl's production, Big Daddy Kane's lyricism, Cool G Rap's street poetry, Roxanne Shantae's battle-tested fury, and Biz Markie, the clown prince of hip-hop, had just blown up with Just a Friend. When Biz heard Ayub's demo, he didn't hesitate. He brought him into Cold Chillin' Records, the label that was dominating the golden age. Yaya Bey became Daddy I.U, a name that sounded like royalty, like authority. He joined the Juice Crew as the new voice, the smooth operator in a crew full of hard-hitting lyricists. But behind the scenes, he wasn't just learning, he was working. Daddy I.U started ghostwriting for Biz Markie and Roxanne Shantae, crafting verses, building hooks, shaping songs that would become hits. He was invisible, but essential. And while his pen built careers, he prepared for his own moment. That moment was coming, but it wouldn't go the way he hoped. September 14th, 1990, Smooth Assassin hit shelves. The album is 16 tracks of golden age perfection, jazzy loops, boom bap drums, and Daddy I.U's laid-back baritone floating over every beat. The first single, This Is a Recording, introduces the world to his smooth, confident style. Then came something new. Sampling James and Bobby Purify's I'm Your Puppet, the track showcased his charisma and lyrical dexterity. It climbed to number 11 on the Billboard Hot Rap Singles chart. Sugar Free followed, peaking at number 9, a self-reliant anthem about relationships without the drama. The album reached number 91 on the top R&B, hip-hop albums chart. Not a blockbuster, but a solid foundation. And Daddy I.U stood out in another way, his image. While most rappers rock street gear, he showed up in tailored suits and ties, looking like he just stepped out of a boardroom. It was calculated, sophisticated, unforgettable. But underneath the shine, there was a problem brewing. A problem with credits, a problem with money, a problem that would haunt him for the rest of his career. Here's what most people didn't know. Biz Markie's name was on every production credit for Smooth Assassin. But Daddy I.U and his brother KC had produced much of the album themselves. They crafted the beats, arranged the samples, built the soundscapes, and yet, Biz took the publishing. All of it. Daddy I.U later spoke openly about the betrayal. He felt robbed, used, disrespected. The album that was supposed to launch his career became a source of bitterness. He continued ghostwriting for Biz and Roxanne Shantae, but the trust was gone. The dream of Cold Chillin' as a family? Shattered. He stayed on the label, but the fire inside him dimmed. And when the industry moved on to the next new thing, he realized something painful. Talent wasn't enough. You needed control. You needed your name on the credits. Stories like these are why I built legends underrated. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more untold legends. But Granddaddy I.U wasn't done yet. He'd release one more album, and then he'd disappear. June 21st, 1994. 4 years after Smooth Assassin, Granddaddy I.U returns with Lead Pipe. This time, he's taking control. He and KC produce almost the entire album themselves. Only one track, Blast a New Asshole, featuring Kid Capri, is handled by someone else. The sound is harder, rawer, more street-oriented. Tracks like Represent and We Got Da Gats show a grittier side of his lyricism. But Cold Chillin' was dying. The label had lost its Warner Bros. Distribution deal after the cop killer controversy involving Ice-T. Lead Pipe was released through Epic Street, but with almost no promotion. The album peaked at number 88 on the R&B hip-hop albums chart. Represent charted modestly on the dance singles chart. And that was it. In 1996, he released one more single, All About Money. Then he went silent. For nearly a decade, Granddaddy I.U quit rapping, not because he lost the skill, but because the industry had chewed him up and spit him out, and he refused to beg for scraps. But silence doesn't mean invisibility. While the world forgot about Granddaddy I.U, the rapper, the producers knew. He was in the studio, behind the boards, crafting beats for Das EFX, Helta Skelta, KRS-One, and Ice-T. He appeared on Big L's 1995 classic Lifestyle is of Da Poor and Dangerous, contributing a verse to Da Graveyard, a posse cut that also featured a young Jay-Z and other rising stars. He worked with the Notorious B.I.G., Large Professor, and Positive K. His name was whispered with respect in producer circles and underground forums, but to the mainstream, he was a memory, a golden age relic, a whatever happened to conversation. And for years, that's how it stayed. Until 2007. Stick to the Script dropped that year, his third studio album, featuring production from Large Professor and Marco Polo, appearances from archival 2-pack verses, DV alias Christ, and Pudgy Tha Fat Bastard. It was a statement. I'm still here. The album didn't chart, but it didn't need to. It was for the heads, the believers. In 2012, he released Self-Made Man and Shots Fired. In 2015 came P.I. MP Paper Is My Priority. In 2020, The Essence featured Method Man, Lil Fame, Sadat X, and Craig G, a showcase of his production skills and veteran wisdom. And on July 2nd, 2021, he dropped Stay Fly with Sean Haynes and Monster Mook. The single felt like a comeback, a renewal, a sign that the Smooth Assassin still had more to say. But there was someone else carrying his legacy forward, his daughter, Yaya Bey, a rising R&B star whose voice carried the same soul her father once poured into every verse. She grew up watching him record, absorbing his lessons, learning what it meant to be an artist. And in 2021, they performed together at Friends and Lovers in Brooklyn, father and daughter, 2 generations of music, sharing the stage. It was a moment of pride, of healing, of hope. But time was running out. December 13th, 2022, Granddaddy I.U, born I.U Bey, died peacefully in his sleep. He was 54 years old. Legendary producer Pete Rock broke the news on Instagram, writing, "Granddaddy I.U died peacefully in his sleep." LL Cool J posted a tribute, "Rest in power, King. Hip-hop was in your DNA." Method Man commented, "Long Island legend, rest in power, King." Busta Rhymes, Chuck D, DJ Chuck Chillout, R.A., The Rugged Man, and countless others paid their respects. His daughter Yaya Bey was devastated. She had been on tour in Europe when her father passed. The grief was unbearable, but she channeled it into her music. In 2024, she released Tenfold, an album deeply influenced by her father's death. This twist shocked the world. And if you never want to miss stories like this, Make sure you're subscribed to Legends Underrated, and don't forget to like the video if this story moved you. Yaya even featured her father's voice on the track, so fantastic, sampling his style from Smooth Assassin. It was her way of keeping him alive, of honoring his legacy, of making sure the world remembered. Because Granddaddy I.U deserved more than he got. He deserved the publishing credits, the promotion, the respect, but what he left behind is bigger than any contract could ever capture. He left behind a body of work that influenced a generation, behind the scenes brilliance that shaped classics, a daughter who carries his spirit into the future, and a lesson for every artist who's ever been overlooked, underpaid, or underestimated. Your voice matters. Even when they don't put your name on it. Even when they bury your album. Even when the world forgets. The Smooth Assassin may have died in his sleep, but his legacy? That never rests.